All right, so now we're also going to look at numbers 18 and 20, which are both instances where we'll be rationalizing the denominator when the denominator is a complex number. So really the skills are almost identical to rationalizing when you have a square root, mainly because, as we all know, I is equal to the square root of -1. So it's actually exactly the same. You have a square root. So it's the same skill. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top and the bottom just by I, though, because that way we can make the I on the bottom I squared, which will equal -1, and we will have achieved our purpose. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by I. And that's going to mean that the top is going to be 9i, and the bottom is going to be 9i squared, right? Which is the same as 9i over 9 times -1, or 9i over -9. Now, here's a funny thing. The two 9's cancel out, and you're going to end up with just -i. Just -i. That's it. Okay? So let's take a look at number 20. Okay, I've got 10i over -10 minus 2i. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by the complex conjugate of this. Remember, we're trying for that thing where we have a minus b times a plus b equals a squared minus b squared. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by -10 plus 2i, right? Same exact thing. This becomes a plus. -10 plus 2i. You know, I feel like I keep doing things where we start with the negative. If this had started with a positive, this would be a negative. Okay, so it's not always positive over here. If this were positive, this one would be a negative. All right. So on the top, 10i times -10 is -100i. 10i times 2i is plus 20i squared. Ooh, we get to do something with that I squared. I know it, I know it, I know it. All right, then we're going to FOIL this. -10 times -10. Well, wait, no, we're not going to FOIL it. No, we're not. We're going to go ahead and use that a minus b times a plus b equals a squared minus b squared. Silly me. So a is -10. A squared is going to be 100. 100 minus, and then 2i squared, I've got to square the 2 as well as the I, is going to be 4i squared, right? Ooh, I've got I squares on the top and the bottom. Oh, by the way, can I cancel these out? There's one on the top and on the bottom. Can I? Can I? No, I cannot cancel them out because these two terms are separated by a plus sign on the top, right? And the two terms on the bottom are separated by a minus sign. Okay, I can only cancel out if everything is multiplication. All right. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So this is going to end up being -100i plus 20 times -1 over 100 minus 4 times -1. Okay? Which is going to give me -100i minus 20 over 100 plus 4. And remember that thing I was saying? With complex numbers, the real part always comes first. So this ends up being -20 minus 100i on top over 104. And it looks like I can divide this stuff by 2, or maybe even 4. I can do it by 4. Okay, so everything divides by 4. -20 divides by 4 to get -5. -100i divides by 4 to get -25i. And finally, 104 divides by 4 to get 26. And so this is my final answer. -5 minus 25i over 26.